Everyone is just like
The
that
first one's
adjustment,
always
isn't it? I know. No, great to see you. No. It is.
Not if I can get a picture.
Sure.
Oh, come and do it.
Hi.
This is a dream come true. Thank you so much, guys. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, great
You
to
as
meet
well.
you too.
Hopefully I make a video.
All right, guys, welcome back. So we've kind of brought the bag back into the bay here because we've tackled some irons today.
Yep.
We've tackled the driver today.
Yep.
And we're just going all out.
I'm forcing you to
Yeah, we're all out.
my entire bag.
It's so good.
Taking advantage of this, and I'm like, fix my bag.
Yeah, let's get dialed for the season. It's the perfect time of year, right? Start of the season, all this new fresh equipment is out. Like, you've got good equipment, but Rogue ST is now 2 models old.
Yeah, and new equipment I think is needed, but also my swing has changed a lot, and matching the equipment to my new swing and hopefully getting a little bit better, the newer model, I'm ready for it.
You're definitely ready. We've got some things to even out and balance out in the golf bag now because we've tweaked things around. The driver now does something slightly different. The irons are now doing things that are different. We talked about this 5-iron being sort of like, and less of not a driving iron, but having the ability to flight it down and maybe run one a little bit lower. I don't think anyone really thinks of, whether it's a 5-iron, a 4-iron, whatever their longest club is, high tower and soft landing shots. It's not really the deal. But you get that with 7-wood. Are you super comfortable choking down in 7-wood and hitting little shots or?
Yeah, I tend to hit my 7-wood a lot and I love it. It's kind of the perfect club for a shorter par 5 or a longer par 4 for me, or even a long par 3. I love the way that it takes off from the club. It spins really nicely for me. I would say that the gapping between the 7.5 and the 3, it's a little tight. Sometimes I don't feel like I always really need my 5 or my 7. I don't know. We can go through that.
That's cool.
I just feel like sometimes it's like I don't know if I should grab the 5 or the 7.
Right. Well, again, thinking just trying to kind of put the puzzle together in my mind where the 5-iron was and where the driver was, right? So we've got kind of bookends.
Yeah.
And now we have some space. So this for you was like 180 on the fly, and it was rolling out to like 190, 192 maybe, depending the conditions. So let's start with 7-wood and see where that is. And let's
That's
just
how far my 5 was going.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's do exactly that. Let's start with 7-wood and see what yardage it gives us. Okay. Really good strike.
Yeah, I hit that one.
Sounded awesome.
I really don't know how far any of my clubs go. I don't.
We're going to learn a few things today, and that's going to be one of them, how far all your clubs go. I'm leaving you with a cheat sheet that you can keep in your bag.
Great.
So the thing is with your 7-wood, it's nice and high, 85 feet, but it's really low in spin.
Okay.
Really low. So that's exactly why you're getting sort of that bunched up look.
Where they're all kind of going the same distance.
Like you're spinning 7-wood less than your driver. If you remember, your driver was 3,400.
Yeah.
This, 21 degrees aloft versus 8. But it's the difference of when you put the ball on the ground, you add a little bit of steepness to it, a little bit of a steeper angle attack. Your dynamic loft with your 7-wood, again, you deliver the same. It's why this, it's like all these sort of numbers, why the dynamic part is the important part. Because it doesn't matter what they are in the bottom of the club. It's whatever we do with them at impact. So one more.
Okay.
It's doing the same thing. Yeah, sounded nice. That was really good. Okay. Without sort of judging exactly what we need to do with 7-wood, I'm going to go right into 5.
Okay.
Flushed it. Absolutely flushed it.
I would say I never really hit my 5-wood. The exact same.
No, this is wild. There's wild scenes. Your 5-wood spin at 4,000. Your 7-wood was spinning at low 3s.
What?
That's wild. That's wild.
How does that happen?
Yeah, good question. I'm not sure. Let me see a couple more. But this, like, you have basically 2 clubs in the bag that do the identical
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, even that one, and I looked at the ball speed climb, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a lower spin.
Not
It
even.
wasn't. It really wasn't.
And I hit that one well.
I like what the 5-wood's doing way more than I like what the 7-wood
Yeah.
was doing. I think that makes more sense. At the minute, I'm probably thinking we substitute 7-wood for hybrid,
Okay.
and we sort of get some more sort of consistent launch conditions on that one. But we still actually need to see the distance climb a little bit, because at 215 or in and around that, driver at 260, we're basically going to be asking the fairway wood now to go 235,
Yeah.
old driver territory.
Yeah.
So let's see if it's got that in the
Let's see
locker.
what happens with this one.
I don't know if it does, but let's see.
It's gonna go the same distance.
I was going to say, you're going to have 3 clubs that
That
are
go
literally
exactly
identical. I've been doing this for about 20-something years. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Is it me? Am I the problem?
The problem. It's me, not you. No, it's. I mean, no, I don't think it is you, because, and I'll say that because your angle attack is changing, and it's doing what it should do, which is the shorter club is slightly steeper, the longest club is slightly shallower. It is our role to put the dynamic loft in place
Yeah.
in order to create the right differences.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I tried to go after that one
yeah, I
a
was
little
going to
bit.
say you smoked that one, 133.
Yeah, but see, even it's
it's not that much.
that's kind of all I got for.
Yeah. Well, and there's going to be lots of people watching Paige who are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, hand up, they hit certain clubs in the bag the same. Maybe not 3 of them the same,
Exact same.
but this is why this is, probably 2 years ago you were fitted for these ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rogue ST was, so last year was Paradigm, Rogue ST the year before that. So these have been in your bag for at least a couple of years. Probably reshafted when you went to these shafts.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we need to create some more spaces.
So the fact that it took 2.5 years for me to realize that they all go the same distances.
And have you found that on the course sort of pretty much the whole time?
I'm like grabbing what I think it
Sure.
would be, but I could never really hit my 3-wood that
Yeah.
far. And then, yeah, the 5 and the 7, they were interchangeable.
Well, this will be good. I'm curious what we can do with the 3-wood, if we can get that to be like a little 235 club. We've got lots of height. I mean, you hit your 3-wood 102 feet in height, and that's super high.
Yeah.
Is that sort of consistent with the course as well? You don't have any issue with kind of flighting it high?
No, all 3
Everything.
of my woods go
Yeah.
high, no issue at all. Off the tee, almost a little too high.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, let's get to work. All right, so 3 clubs doing the same job. We don't need that. We
No.
definitely don't need that. So we're kind of a little bit of a decision to make. We know we're going to have 2 woods in the bag. We're going to have a sort of 3-wood and then either a 5-wood, 7-wood, 6-wood, right? It's going to be kind of like a little combination. And we might throw hybrid in there if we feel the need to. But one thing we absolutely need up our sleeve right now is the ability to adjust.
Yeah.
So I think we have to go to something with a connector. So your previous ones, Paige, were bonded. So no matter what you got from that, it was what you were going to get. That's right. So there's no 18 degree, you can turn it down to 17. You're 21, you can turn up to 22 to create a bigger separation. You were stuck. And it was just, it was either going to be really good or it kind of wasn't. I'm going to start in lower lofts. Ideally for me, the difference between the driver loft and the 3-wood loft is always 5 degrees. That's always my kind of benchmark. So I'm going to have you in a 13 degree 3-wood. TSR2 Plus has a bigger profile. You'll notice that when I give you the 5-wood, it has a noticeably bigger head. You said you hit some 3-woods off the tee at times. I kind of trying to give you something that gives you confidence off the tee, a little bit more forgiveness as well. So there is that same option in the smaller head. So if you feel like it's too big, throw that back. If you do.
Off the tee with my old 3-wood, it would go way too high.
Yeah.
and I would get a little nervous off
Right.
the tee because it just felt like it was kind of going to go anywhere, and it just wasn't the right ball flight.
Okay. Let's see what it does.
Little heely on that one.
Yeah, little heely, but it absolutely behaved like a 3-wood.
Yeah.
You know, 12 launch, 3200, that is 3-wood behavior.
Yeah.
Really good.
That was better.
Okay, I'm going to make one little subtle change. Thank you. Okay, little change to the lie angle page. We're leaking them to the right. I want to go upright a little bit more for you just to see if that helps hold the line.
A little chunky.
Okay.
But I felt like I could swing that one a little bit
Yeah,
faster.
yeah. I mean, I definitely don't hate it. So the ball speed is the variable here. Every shot I've seen you hit so far, I've really liked the launch and spin.
Yeah.
Your dynamic loft was at sort of 19 degrees earlier on. We're now at 16. Everything's moving in the right direction.
There you go.
Money. Absolute money. Okay, 235.
Perfect.
Yep, right on our number. So as far as options go, this is going to give us, it might actually need to be a hair higher, but and we can nudge that back up. Right now we're playing the loft at 13. I'm going to nudge it just one sort of more setting up. So it plays 13.75. Okay, Paige, 2 changes. Shaft changed on this one and added some more loft.
Okay.
I loved what we saw in that last one, but if I can get that carry up a little bit higher, that'd be nice.
That felt like a good swing. I'm surprised
Yeah, it was a
didn't.
good. I know, me too. Me too. When I saw the ball speed, I'm like, okay, this is going to be really good. It's a bullet, isn't it? It's an absolute bullet golf ball. Okay, give me one more. How did that feel?
The other one felt better.
The other shaft felt a little bit better. Does this feel stiff?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's go back. Second combination came out a little bit too low, 53 feet in height. You also mentioned that shaft felt a little stiffer than you like. There's definitely, you know, whether it's autoflex, whether it's this shaft, like I've got this playing pretty soft for us. You definitely like to feel, there's no doubt about it, you like to feel the kick in the load in the shaft. You don't like it when it feels boardy or too stiff.
No.
Right, so that's nice to build a preference for that. Yeah, that's it. Literally right there. 211 carry, 230 total, good launch spin, height is good. Okay, that is exactly what I would want that one to perform like. Got one more head I'm gonna try with you as well. All right, giving you a look at something a little bit different here, a little bit more of a compact shape than TSR2 Plus. We have the adjustable bridge in the bottom, which kind of slides in and out. So we can literally dial in the spin preference based on whether it's back, it will spin higher, whether it's forward, it will spin lower. So tons of options with this one. That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Huh.
Much better.
Seems it, doesn't it? More
Yeah.
consistent on the launch conditions. Okay, give me one more. Wow. That was more consistent on the ball speed on that last one. Wasn't as sort of high-low in terms of the standard deviation. If we look over on ball speed, with the Titleist, we were good, but we would occasionally dip down 129, 130. We kind of got it a little better in here, and then it would dip again. This was just like 133, 133, 137. That's much more what we want.
Yeah, everyone's great with this one.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I heard a hair just of like fraction of strike behind it, and I was thinking, okay, maybe we'll lose a little bit on that one. If anything, it launched up a little bit and went further.
Kind of like the feel of the other one better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, a little too tingy for me.
Is it a little high pitch?
Yeah.
Cool. That'll be right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Like your club head speed now has just jumped up 2 miles an hour. And that literally is the difference between like the 206 carry that doesn't look great and then the 211 carry that looks unbelievable.
Yeah. I can't really hit it better than that.
It's not, yeah, that's as good as anyone will hit it. That's literally as good as anyone will hit it. You're so far ahead of the optimizer, it's crazy. Tell me about sort of what it looks like to you, what it feels like to you. Does it feel comfortable?
I like the matte finish. It's small. It doesn't really feels great.
Yeah.
I would say a little bit like tingier.
Still that tinginess.
Than I'm like used to,
Yeah.
but it feels. When I have that tingy sound, it doesn't feel really heavy when I hit it normally.
Yeah.
That one still kind of has that really heavy feel to it when you hit it solid, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the sound and the sort of feel, how they're tied together, I think is exactly like you say. That's why a lot of companies are going with carbon, because the dullness of the sound thinks like a heavy, dull, like really deep strike. And others that are designed for slower swing speeds are designed to sound loud, because those players typically don't get to experience the higher sounds. So that makes a lot of sense. Let's go back to QI10 one more time.
Okay.
Money.
Yeah, this one feels better than.
You're more drawn to that one, aren't you?
Just there's something about it, the way when you hit it really solid,
Mm-hmm.
it just feels great. And I think once it's a little bit lighter,
Sure.
it will be perfect.
Yeah, because we've got to balance all these in with the rest of your clubs. Your irons are around D1.
Yeah.
This right now is a little on the higher side, so we are going to just get it matched to the rest of your set. Actually, we played with some of the weights and some of the other heads. Your club head speed's 2 miles an hour slower, but you're actually equally as efficient. You've not lost any efficiency. The only difference is when we give you that 2 miles an hour back, you're going to be another 5 yards, 2.7 yards. Yeah, so you'll be flying it more like 215.
Yeah.
Which is.
Do you think this went over the Cobra?
Yeah, I think so. Again, all the adjustments. So I went upright, turned the loft to 14.25, put the weight bridge forward. I'm just going to simulate for you something that would fly basically with the next club. Now, we don't have a 5-wood here to test with you right now, but I can effectively build you one.
Can you do that during the round?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I gotta switch it to my 5-wood.
Okay, Paige. Just looking back quickly on the old Rogue. The longest they were going was like 225, 224, 220, 224. Now, if we look at where we're at, you're kind of constantly in the 230s, 236 and a really good one. And like we said, we feel like with a little bit of a lighter swing weight, you'll gain that speed back. I actually think this will be a legit 240 club.
Yeah,
Which is, as a 260 driver, 235, 240, 3-wood, like we're starting to create the right separation. This one needs to go about 220. So probably low twos on the carry, like 203, 205. I'm going to call this your 5-wood. Okay, just slightly heavy, so it's it knocked the spin down. Better. Okay,
Yeah.
205, 220.
That's perfect.
Right on it. So starting to kind of get a little bit of that height back. So kind of driver was around 85 feet. 3-wood was, I think, kind of around the same. Yeah, actually even a little touch flatter off the turf, which allows us then off the tee to get that little bit. Because you said before, you kind of felt like you just always had like
Good balloon.
ballooning up in there. You had to knock it down. Yeah, that's pretty much as far as a 5-wood number goes, Paige. That's amazing.
Perfect.
Love it.
Okay, well that's
It's perfect.
perfect. Let's
perfect.
move on to the
It's just ticking boxes.
7.
Yeah. Now every club has its job.
Yep.
I'm actually not going to give you a 7 wood. I'm going to go hybrid straight away.
Ooh.
I'm going to change it up on you a little bit. Again, options, right? I feel like if you, knowing how you're very adept at shaping the ball, if you wanted to cut your 5 wood,
Yeah.
you would have no issues getting another 20 feet in height. That's so close.
Yeah.
That is.
I haven't hit a hybrid in such a long time. It's so weird looking
Yeah.
down at it.
I know.
There it is.
That's so good, Paige.
Yeah.
Okay, Paige. That honestly was so close to being exactly
Yeah.
what I wanted it to do. The only thing that I kind of was struggling with a little bit is just I don't want you to spin it that low and sort of downwind and things like hybrid has to have that versatility. If you're in the rough and you got to chop one out a little bit, you probably had that with your 7 wood that you could kind of chop it out. If you lose spin on a club that's 3,000 when you flush it, it's going to be 1,800 and it's going to be sort of out of control. So I want to get the Ping G430 in there.
I didn't quite get all of that one, but this felt better than
Than
the
the QI?
previous one. Yeah.
This has a little bit of a more traditional hybrid look. That QI10 Tour is very, very small.
Yeah, I prefer something that's a little bit thicker.
Love it. Man, it's too bad it italicized or spin. That was the one. It really was. There's no way that's 4,400 spin on that dynamic loft.
Yeah.
Give me one more. That was literally it. Flushed it. There it is. How does that one look and feel?
I would say that I still probably prefer the look of a traditional wood over a hybrid.
Yeah.
But I like this one a lot better than the first hybrid that we tried. I like to see something that looks like I can get it up in the air. And this looks like it's pretty easy to hit when you're setting up to it.
Yeah.
But I'm so used to my 7 wood and just seeing that I naturally gravitate towards that. But I want something that performs. So I can get over the look of it if we feel that this is the better option than a 7 wood.
I think the length of the shaft, one of the reasons I think with the 357 is we ended up in that kind of issue in the first place is, can I kind of sit next to one another? They're not that dissimilar in length.
Yeah.
But you take a hybrid and it's like down there. So between the longest and the shortest, like there's a real big difference in the amount of club head speed we're going to have with them. The 3 and the 5 wood that we have in the Taylormade, they don't come in a 7.
Okay.
That's another one of our issues. So we would need to sort of stray from the family a little bit in the QI10 range, which is fine. We have no issues doing that as well. Just whatever works. Numbers wise, great. The only place feel we're lacking something is I would love it to be 10 feet higher.
Yeah.
71 feet is on the low end, and coming into a green at 36 sort of degrees land angle might not stop all that quickly.
I just don't feel like I can get this in the air.
Okay. All right, let me find you that option. I like it.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
A lot. That was kind of the same carry number. We just lifted it 34 feet, which is pretty good. I think in terms of land angle, we had 36 degrees before. Now we have 46. That's the job of this, and then it gives us so much more versatility in the rough or downhill lies where maybe we're struggling to elevate the golf ball.
Yeah.
Not bad, pretty
Yeah.
close. Might actually be a hair high in the launch.
Okay.
But I think if we get your little draw, it'll be good.
Yeah. That should be good.
So like we were saying off camera, you are effectively going to need a strong 3 wood, a 3 wood, and a 5 wood to replace what you had as 357, just because you're a generally little bit high dynamic loft player. You also have times, at the angle of attack there, 4.5 down. With your fairwood, you don't mind getting down into the strike of it, which I think the best fairway wood players do that anyway. There's nothing I like better than seeing Sergio Garcia take a fairway wood with a little divot. I always loved that. So it means you're going to live in the heart of the head. You're not going to live around the bottom. With so many people who are shallow with their angle of attack, they really struggle to strike them properly. You're having no issue with that at all. But the most important thing, as always, is are they all going their specific distances? We've got sort of 195 carry, 205 carry, 215 carry, and the differences on how they roll is totally different as well. One rolls out to like 230, 235, the other one stops at 220, and the other one here is like just over 205.
Perfect.
So totally different profiles, but creating that separation, right? It's good. Okay, guys, that was quite the process. That was fun. That was a mental challenge. I was enjoying myself over there. Like, if you guys could see the shrapnel that is on my desk with weights and sleeves, and that is why you come to somewhere like here, though, because if you walk into a big box store and try and unravel that tangle knot, you just won't. I mean, it's not even good luck. It's just you won't. It is too sort of too difficult in a sense. But we've ended up going for a strong 3-wood, a 3-wood, and a 5-wood. We have like some different face angles. I've got the face angle in the 3-wood set slightly open, and we are square on the 3-wood, and then the 5-wood is actually slightly upright, so you get your draw. So it's quite the setup.
Quite the setup.
Quite the setup. But most important thing is we've got 3 definite sort of, clubs doing its own individual role. That's the most important thing. Okay, guys. Top end of the bag is always a challenge in terms of how you transition, because we've got to try and blend the woods, to the irons. And obviously we want driver to be high launch, low spin. It's definitely not what we want with irons. And then we have to connect those 2 parts of the bag, which is a challenge. I still think I might send you a hybrid, because I think there might be days I'd love you to take one out and sort of give it a go.
I'd like
just
to try
see.
it too. Yeah, so I can see it outside.
Yeah, I think because there's no harm in having a squad of players in your team, right? There's the 14 that make the pitch on any day, but having like maybe 16 clubs that you kind of go, today feels like a hybrid day. So I think we'll give Paige some options. That way you always feel like you've got the right tools for the job on the day.
Well, thank you.
No, pleasure, absolute pleasure. It's really fun doing it. The bag is pretty much set because we're leaving the short clubs alone. You're really comfortable with your wedges and your putter.
Love my wedges, yeah.
Your swag putter, you're still in love with the same one.
Love it.
So we're leaving those well alone, guys. But we pretty much have, the other 14 are either adjusted or brand new.
Put you through the ringer today.
No, it's good. I just kind of almost thinking like next time you go to the golf course, I don't know if you're going to know where to aim.
I know.
Like, what do you even set
The good
up
thing
for?
is I didn't know how far anything was going before anyway, so maybe now I'll have a good base.
You definitely will. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed these episodes with Paige. We've absolutely loved it. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you again soon.